Thank you, all the Toastmasters guests. It's my icebreaker. Tell you guys a little bit about myself. Take you on a little journey. We'll travel cross country. We'll go scuba diving in the ocean and even ride a train. We'll start at Virginia Tech. Maybe let's back up a little bit. So we'll start with high school. So it was a junior year. My friends and I were trying to figure out where we wanted to go to school. And my uncle, father, stepbrothers were all engineers. I was good at math. Didn't care much for math and science. Didn't care much for humanities. So engineering seemed like a good fit. And all this while I was working at a pet store in the aquarium department. I was kind of a saltwater expert, local saltwater expert. And when I wasn't working at the pet store or going in school, my friends and I were either playing music or going to concerts. And we spent a lot of time going to concerts. And so with that, one of my friends from high school, my best friend was going to Virginia Tech, and they had a strong engineering program, so I said, seems like a good school for me to go to as well. And so next year started at Virginia Tech as an engineering major, and pretty soon I got tired of engineering and lost interest in school in general, and probably by the end of first year I was going to spending more time at concerts than actually in class. So as you guys probably guessed, I dropped out of school after the first year and spent the summer going to concerts, Phil Lesh and Friends, Rat Dogs, String Cheese Incident, kind of Grateful Dead bands, and became a Deadhead. Next 3 years I spent traveling across the country, went to 46 of the 50 states, hitchhiked from Colorado to Texas with a 30-pound dog named Callie and a backpack. It was a pretty good time, a lot of adventures. And then I decided to, and I'm sure my parents felt at the time kind of wondering what I was doing, but it was what I needed. I needed to prove to myself that I could do something that I wanted to do and not be limited by my family's career paths. And so when I decided to go back to school, I decided I was going to study marine biology, study the corals that I had spent so much time taking care of, and to keep myself from dropping out of school again, make it a little bit harder, I decided to go to school in Hawaii. So I'd be near the corals, and I couldn't just hop in a car and go travel around the country. I'd have to get a plane ticket. So I ended up going to Hawaii. It was a small school, which worked out great. I was able to excel. I had a great mentor. And with it being a small school, I was able to get involved in research, and was a research assistant for multiple professors. I was involved in some marine ecology programs, so I scuba dive and count fish and sea urchins and measure coral cover. And a lot of my research was looking at the microbial community associated with corals. In my junior year, I got the opportunity to present at an international conference in Santa Fe. And so I submitted the abstract, it was accepted, and I went and met a few friends there, and one person from my school was going as well. But my presentation was on the last day, the last slot of the very last day, and everyone I met and everyone I knew was gone. So I'm sitting in this session, I'm a junior watching these postdocs, PhD students, professors present these amazing research projects. I'm just junior from the small school, it seemed like a tiny research project. Finally came my time to present, and I was nervous. I have no idea how good the presentation was. I just packed, right after I finished, packed up my bags and felt like I ran all the way to the airport. I wanted to quit school again right there, but I ended up finishing and going on to go on to grad school to continue studying corals. And so I went to University of New Hampshire to be close to family. And so then while at New Hampshire, I met my wife, and after 2 years I got a master's in microbiology. She got a PhD in history, and we were trying to figure out where we were going to move next. While I was at New Hampshire, my interest changed from corals to more computational bioinformatics study, looking at sequence data. And with she got a job offer in DC, and with all the biotech and federal agencies here, so it seemed like a good place. And it wasn't too long after we moved here, I got a position here at NIST. And so while I've been at NIST, I've went from a bench scientist to purely computational. I never touch a pipette, I just program. It's a lot of fun, but I don't get to stand up as much. And even went back to school at Maryland and got a PhD in bioinformatics. All along time I've had a number of great mentors, and I've tried to improve my public speaking skills, presentation, get a little less nervous, though I'm pretty nervous right now. And even during my dissertation defense, I had my son Charlie, who was about a year at the time. I was practicing presentations at him, and really wasn't giving much good feedback. Asked for more choo-choo, because like basically all I do at night and on the weekends is read truck books and ride on the mall train. But so that's why I'm here, Toastmasters. I've kind of done a number of different things and got here. Definitely took the long path. But yeah, I'm hoping Toastmasters and I don't know, get a lot out of this. So.
Right on.